On February 5th, 2018, I decided that I wanted to change my life. Welcome to Ambi Fitness. This is my new YouTube channel, and I basically really wanted to talk about my journey and hopefully become an influencer and maybe push someone else that is really looking for that help that I always wanted. I needed, and wanted to talk about my journey to losing 120 pounds within a year and a half. I'll get into that later. I'll try not to make this video long, but I sometimes ramble, so excuse me and forgive me. So this will probably be a very emotional video for me. I won't start crying, can't promise you, but I shouldn't. I plan to be very vulnerable because I do believe that someone needs to hear that they aren't alone in like their thoughts and feelings. There aren't other people out there who are thinking the same thing. And I wish I had that someone, to tell me that it wasn't gonna be a straight shot, you lose weight. So I'm here to talk. If you want to listen, I'll be more happy to explain my situations and my processes. It's been a long journey, okay? So basically, for starters, I just want to talk about my storyline, my life coming up to this point very briefly. Try not to make it too long, but I do want other people to realize that there are people like you, and we're all going through different things. I was always larger as a child, and it affected my self-esteem a lot. So I was always very self-conscious since I was a toddler, like 3 years old. I always knew that I was different. And I don't mean that to sound bad or anything, but as a child, when you're really puffy, it's a little abnormal. So being around other kids, okay, and it was very hard for me even growing up. I was highly aware of the differences my body had to other kids. And I try not to think about it, but as a child, it's hard when you're struggling with early age anxiety and depression. And I still struggle with it, but now I handle it a lot more. I'm 23. It's so much easier. I'm not 23. I'm 22. I don't know why I said 23. Anyways, throughout my life, I was on a lot of yo-yo dieting. In second grade, I joined a weight loss program because my doctor requested that I do that. And it was fun for, not the exercising. It was really fun. I love the people. So basically, that was a thing that happened. But that was in second grade. I was, how old would you be in second grade? 7, 8? I could be wrong. But that was then. I remember looking back in my old, school things that my mom had kept. I found a report card from kindergarten is it a report card? I don't know if you call them a report card, but you know, where they write, you know, how you're doing in school. And my teacher in the comments mentioned how quiet I was, and how she felt that I struggled with self-esteem issues. And I don't know why, but reading that back, this was probably 2 years ago. Reading that back, it hit me, right? Like the realization of being that low at that age for my teacher to even mention it. I don't know why, but it struck me kind of hard. I wasn't gifted with the confidence of most of the women in my demographic. It was really hard. And my depression hit really hard when I got into high school. Most of you could probably understand why. I mean, it was such a cultural change for me. I did not like it at all. In high school, it was just a very up and down roller coaster. I didn't have many friends. I probably kept up with 2 or 3 people. And at this point, I mean, that's even normal now. But I'm more confident about it, and I'm an adult at the same time. So you think about it differently. But yeah, I had maybe 2 or 3 friends. It was kind of hard because I wanted more people, and like, you know, with only 2 or 3 friends and different schedules, you would be a loner most of the day. I didn't really talk to anybody because I was deathly afraid of being teased or bullied, which I was already teased and bullied for being the quiet big girl, I guess. I don't know. I never knew, you know, what made me that different, but yeah. And so no one really understood that. So I didn't really talk about it much, basically. Like, I didn't really want to talk about it that much because I didn't think anyone would understand. Like, when you grow up around people who are constantly like, don't worry about it, you know, just don't let it affect you, and like, they don't actually do anything to help. It was really hard, basically. So I just kept quiet about it. I went through my entire high school career just, you know, being how I was. In high school, I reached 260 pounds. In high school now. High school. And I graduated when I was 17. Yeah, I was 17 when I graduated in 2016. But by sophomore year, I was 260. I remember being in gym, and my gym teacher, coach, weighed me, which I hated, and she pulled me aside to have the conversation. Like, lady, I already know. I know. You don't have to tell me. So that was the thing. But, and on top of that, I hated going to the doctor. Okay? I hated doctor visits because I hated getting on the scale and they would have the same conversations. And I know there are other people out there who are probably like me and don't like going to the doctor because they know they're going to hear the same conversations over and over again. Yes, I know I'm talking to you because I'm talking to my old self. At that point, it was whatever because I had that conversation like 1,000 times. So it didn't hit me then. Like, I was always sad that I was big or fat or whatever you want to call it. I was always sad. I was never happy. Never happy. About time, you know, and college happened. Before college, though, excuse me for my rambling, but I need to get everything out. Before college, the summer before college was so rough for me because like I didn't really at the time I didn't really want to go to college, but like I needed to push myself. Like in my head I was like, girl, you need to go. And so I was trying to push myself so hard, and it was rough, especially financially. Did not help at all. I was eating out a lot. Like a lot. Like that entire summer, Taco Bell was like my number one thing. Like every day I would get Taco Bell. Sometimes I even got Taco Bell twice a day. It was probably every other day, but you know, it felt like every day to me. I don't know. Taco Bell was my favorite at that time. And I shouldn't have been eating like that, but I blew up. And so when college happened, we don't even need to get into that because you already know about freshman 15. Okay, so about a year, like after my second semester, so a year into college, I decided it wasn't for me. I was burnt out. Like I was completely burnt out. And I knew I should have just took a break before jumping straight into college after high school, but I didn't. I dropped out. Well, yeah, I dropped out. I dropped out after that first year, and I was like, I told myself I'm gonna go back, which I'm still gonna go back. When I got home, I had a hard time finding a job because I never worked while I was in high school. Never worked. My confidence was extremely low. And I just, like I said, I struggled bad with anxiety and depression. Like, I don't think you understand. Some people just don't understand, like, how hard it actually is to get yourself up. And I know there are a lot of people who do understand. Don't take me wrong. But at the same time, it was really hard for me. And all I did was slept inside and ate and slept. And my highest weight, which could be more or less, it was probably just a little bit more, I honestly think. My highest weight was right at or just about 280 pounds. 280 pounds. Okay, that is a lot. At 280 pounds for a 19-year-old. I was 19 when I reached my highest weight of 280 pounds. I was about 300 pounds. I consider it 300 pounds, to be honest. But I was 280 when I was 19. And just briefly, I'm going to explain how I decided that this was no longer for me. With everything, and this happened in 2018. Most of you won't know, but I'm into K-pop. Like, I love Korean music. Like, okay. At the time, my favorite group, GOT7, was going on tour. I was like, okay, let's go, right? They were going on tour. They were going to be in America, and they were going to be going to California in July of 2018. I don't remember the specific date, but those of you who know, you may know. So in July of 2018, I was like, well, in February, I was like, man, I really want to go. Like, that would be awesome. And one of my friends, I still love her. I don't talk to her much, but I miss her. Erica. She lived in California. So I had planned, I was like, okay, if I go to California, I'll be kicking it with her. And we're going to go to this concert. And I remember it was early morning, late at night, whichever you want to call it, but it's early morning at 5 a.m. on February 5th, 2018. I was like, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose 50 pounds by July. Now, hold on. But on top of that, I I was like, well, if I don't lose the 50 pounds, my goal, my plan is to just be healthier. I could lose anything. I could only lose 5 pounds. But as long as I lost something and I was in a way of working up habits to be a better person, that's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. And then I was 19. So I was like, this will be great. I don't want to live my 20s the exact same way I lived my first 20 years of life. I don't want that. I have never been happy. And like in this moment, I haven't been happier. Like I'm literally sitting here sharing my story and I never thought I would be here. I genuinely never thought I would be here. So that early morning, I remember I tweeted about it. I was like, I'm gonna lose some weight. Like, I'm gonna be healthier just so I can go to the concert and feel and look good, okay? Like, that was my inspiration, okay? And it was rough. But I did it, right? I did it, obviously. That morning, I was looking up, like exercising videos, like seeing what I could do. Because from my knowledge and from previous experience, just changing the way I eat, for me, it wasn't gonna happen. I'm gonna just tell you how it is. Like, and I know I need to talk to some other people out here, because there's a lot of people who will be like, they change up their diet. And technically, you can lose weight by only changing your diet, yes. But for different people, that only works. Like, you can't be just following anybody's plan, right? For me, it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work. It was not going to work at all. Like, I already knew, okay? I knew that it wasn't gonna work. So basically, I was like, I need to find exercising videos because I gotta exercise and change up my diet at the same time. And I want to get into more specifics in another video, because this one was really just about the spark that led me to this, because I really want someone to hear my side and maybe they can relate. And if you decide that you relate even to the smallest of things, I really hope you continue and, stick with me on this new journey, because this is all new to me. However, I want someone to know that it's okay. Like, it's not gonna be perfect, right? It's not gonna be perfect. Like, it's really hard. It's really hard. I'm talking to you. It's really hard. So I need you to just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. It'll be okay though. It's okay. At that moment, when I had decided that I was gonna lose the 50 pounds or just be healthier, that was like my overarching statement. My I'm going to be healthier statement was like the biggest thing, okay? So, I didn't tell anybody, because I also knew, growing up in a family that loves to eat, I'm not calling anybody out. I love my family. But and they know it themselves. We all say it all the time. Growing up in a family that loves to eat, and you know what I'm talking about. When we have them big old family gatherings. Growing up in a family that loves to eat, I couldn't tell nobody. If I told anybody, they would automatically tear my hopes and dreams down, okay? And I'm gonna talk to y'all about that too. I'm gonna talk to y'all about that. I decided I'm not gonna tell nobody. I'm gonna just start doing it. All right, like I'm gonna start doing it. I ain't gonna say anything, like nothing at all. And at the time, I had found walk at home videos. If you don't know what those are, get with it. honestly, I'm gonna probably do a couple of my little exercise videos, so y'all can stay tuned. But at the time, I had found walk at home videos. Super easy, but still intense. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do at least 1 to 2 miles a day. I'm going to cut out sodas. Okay, that's a big thing. I'm going to cut out sodas. At the time, I did not cut out fried foods because that was a little too much. I couldn't just automatically jump on that. But I did cut out the sodas. I made it an effort that I was like, water. I need to learn how to drink water. And I didn't like drinking water at the time. When I say I didn't like drinking water, I mean, I did not like drinking water. Like, y'all don't know. It's pretty bad. But I drink water now. Love water. I had to relearn my mind, like relearn thought processing, like about food and everything. Because at the time, when you're, like before, emotional eating, that was one of the biggest things. I ate out of boredom, stress, any reason that I could eat. Like I said, when my family can eat, we eat every celebration. When it's time to celebrate, food, okay? We going out to eat. That's just the thing, right? So when I say that I pushed myself hard to be where I'm at, I pushed myself hard. I had to make myself a schedule. I had to relearn portion sizes. Because that's very important. If you don't know how to portion or, mindful eating, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'll go ahead and I'll tell it like it is. I will tell it like it is. If you need somebody to tell it like it is and not sugarcoat weight loss, I will go ahead and tell you like it is. Like, you need to know how to portion your food. And if you don't know how to do that, get with it. Okay? You just gotta learn. My inspiration was, I'm turning 20. I cannot live my next 20 years of life, how I thought about it, my next 20 years of life, the same way I did my previous 20 years of life. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like, even just because you exercise, you can't just eat everything and however much you want just because you exercise. That alone isn't gonna work. When I say weight loss is nothing but a little math, weight loss is nothing but a little math. Just a little math equation. Okay? And we'll get into that. Calories, whatnot. It's just a little math. It's not anything crazy. It was hard because when you cut your portion sizes to like a normal portion after eating like a big old plate of fried chicken and macaroni and collard greens and cornbread, like, that is hard, okay? But it's worth it. It's worth it. When you really want it, it is worth it. And I was just about to say, even though, like, it's not terrible, like, you could still eat what you want. But like I say, you have to know how much you're eating of that thing. And I'm going to make another video about that, like, calorie-wise. Just to explain how I lost my weight loss. So, yeah. I just want everyone to know that initial thought, like, sometimes you get the thought in your head and you're like, I'm going to do it. And when you get that thought in your head, they're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But they don't make like a plan. Like, they don't set up a plan. Or if they do, they'll have a goal that's so far-fetched. When I say 50 pounds by July, that was 50 pounds in 6 months, I believe I said originally. Yeah, I said I was going to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. To some, that might be very daring. But when you're larger, like the bigger you are, the easier it is to lose weight, okay? In the beginning, okay? But for me, when I said that, I was also like, okay, even if I don't lose the 50 pounds, as long as I am healthier, as long as I'm healthier and I lost maybe even 10 in 6 months, okay? And that's a long time just to be losing 10 pounds. I said, even if I just lost 10, I will be so happy and I will know that I can actually continue doing it and I will do it. I didn't really want to set a time frame on it because that's what discourages people. The time frame will discourage you. You will be pushing so hard and be thinking, oh, I got to do this by this time and lose this much and, in this time. Don't do that to yourself. Do not do that to yourself. When you lose weight, it will come off naturally and it will be slow. It's a slow, everyday thing. Very slow. Even when it seems fast, if you think about it, it can still be slow. Like, after it happens, you'll be like, dang, that was so fast. But during the process, it feels so slow. And that is what discourages people. But you will lose it. Think about what you would be a year from now. If you just started today, in a year, you could be 50 pounds lighter. Okay? I lost 100 pounds within 1 year. On February 5th of 2018, I decided that I wanted to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. By the way, I never actually went to the concert that year. I didn't have the money. But the following year, I did go. I went. But I lost 100 pounds by... It wasn't exactly February 5th. It was just past, but it was still February. In February of 2019, I officially lost 100 pounds within 1 year. Within 1 year, I lost 100 pounds. And I'm going to talk about how I did it and everything in my next video. I'll definitely go into more detail. I just really wanted to get the beginning story out there so people know where I come from and how I started this. I'm basically the exact same person, just with a completely different mindset. A completely different mindset. I look at life so much different. Like, knowing that I did that, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. But yeah, my next video will definitely be more about the specifics of how I lost the weight. Because I lost weight naturally. No pills, no nothing. I will give you a couple tips or two. I will definitely do that. So stick around if you want to. I would greatly appreciate it. Because this is all new to me. And I ain't gonna lie, I was scared to kind of do this. But I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, it's like a new life. Like, I wish something like this, like the spark would have hit earlier in my life, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, I would be so different, okay, if it would have hit earlier. But it's happening now. Like, now is the time. And because now is the time, I'm here and I'm able to talk to you guys. I'm able to talk to you and tell you what I did, how I got here. So that basically sums up my story. Anyone who watches this, I want, and I'm hoping that this video will bring some kind of comfort in knowing that you are not alone in your thoughts or your life situations or anything like that. Like, it is possible. It is very possible. What you're doing is okay. Okay? if you just started this journey and you feel burnt out, even within the first 3 weeks, like, keep going. I was so close to quitting after 3 weeks because I lost nothing. I lost nothing within 3 whole weeks. That's almost a month, okay? That's like right at a month. But like the first 3, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, I lost nothing. I was like, oh, I'm about to stop. I'm about to stop. Like, okay. But my friend, like, they were like, don't stop. Like, it's slow in the beginning. It's very slow in the beginning. And somehow, even just telling them alone, like, it helped me. It pushed me. It really did. It pushed me to keep going. So I did. And I'm here. And it's 2020 now. So, but yeah. So basically, that's all I really wanted to say. After I lost the 100, that following year, I was going to keep going, but then I was like, I'm going to slow down a little bit. So I maintained. I wanted to prove to myself, because you know how a lot of people are. Oh, you might gain that weight back and all this stuff. I proved to myself that I know how to maintain, right? I was like, I'm going to maintain for a year. See how well I can keep it off after building habits, which is the important part. Building healthy habits. I'm going to maintain for about a year. And I did. I maintained the 100 pounds. And then that actually January of this year, because that was 2019. So I waited until January 2020. I was like, okay, I'm done maintaining. I'm ready to get back on this grind, because I was happy where I was, but I'm trying to get a little bit, I'm trying to go a little further. So I start January 1st, very first day. I went outside. I started jump rope. Okay. I lost 20 pounds. I think it was from January to maybe like July. It's really hard. Like, after you lose a lot, and then, you know, it's harder to get back in the groove of things, especially at a smaller weight. But don't get discouraged, you will still lose. Okay. But I lost 20 more pounds. And so here I am, 120 pounds down later. That's so good to say that. Y'all don't understand. Y'all, I'm not ready for that. But on this new journey, my goal as an influencer, weight loss influencer, I really want women and girls that are like me, who have the same body type as me. I want you to know, guys too, I don't discourage, because how I lost weight, anybody can, okay? When I say that I just want to be able to inspire someone out there, anyone, it could be one person. It could be one person. When I say that I just want to get through to one person, and maybe hopefully they see themselves in my story, that they can also do it too. Like, because when I say, it was so hard for me to get used to doing different things and being completely alone on your journey, and no one really like knowing or really supporting you, because they'll tease you with food, stuff like that. When I tell you that you are not alone in that entire situation, you are not. You're not alone. Okay, I'm here. I've been through it. And I know there are many weight loss channels on YouTube, and you can watch anybody. But like I say, I'll tell you like it is. I'll tell you exactly how and like it is. I'll try to, at least. because everyone deserves to get their story out there. Everyone does. And me not even thinking I could do it, I need to. I've told, it's weird because it's like, I've told, you know, coworkers that seen me after the fact. And when I tell them that I like lost, you know, 120 pounds, they're like, whoa, if you can do it, I can. I'm like, yes. Okay. Like, so this is a new journey for me. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I've already been talking for way too long. But hopefully the story come through to somebody. Please stick around because I will definitely get into more detail of like how I lost it and the specific like things that I went through during that time in a later video. This one is more so just getting the story out there. But you know, everyone's journey is different. Everyone comes from different places. So it's important, you know, to talk about where you come from. Because, like I say, there are a lot of people, they were small in their childhood years. And then they gained, you know, and that might not really relate to somebody else. Because, like, I would see, you know, YouTube videos of, you know, people who were small as a child and then they gained the weight, you know, later on, and then they decided to lose the weight. It's like, oh, well, I don't really relate to them like that because I've always been big, like, you know, so it's kind of like it's a mind thing. But, you know, I want to talk about my side. So I hope if there's anyone out here who relates, look, I'm here. Like, you can even shoot me an email or a message or something. My Instagram, Ambi Fitness. I'll be more active. I'm new to this, like I say, so I'll try to keep you updated. But in the meantime, that's all, and appreciate you guys. So thank you for watching. Like the video if you want. It'll come out, you know, to more people. This is new to me, so if you want to subscribe just to see my content, that'll be so nice. Okay, all right, thank you. I will see you in the next one. All right.